Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So I am just going to jump on and do a quick video. I had a request for me to show how I use my nail forms on Bitten nails. So at the minute my nails are quite big. This one I caught on my oven door, so it is fairly short. I didn't realise until I was wearing nails that it felt really loose, and it was only whenever I took off all my acrylic I saw that my nail bed was actually separating. So I'm going to put a picture of the injury that I did on it at the time, and you can see just how far it's grown down. And then on this one I'll also put the picture on as well, because my husband accidentally kicked my little finger and took the nail with it. So I mean, they look as bitten, even though I'm not a biter, because they are so short. I just thought my own nails would probably be the best ones to show you how I put the forms on. So I use different forms. Obviously all our clients' nails and our own nails are different. So some of us have got flat nails, some of us have got, you know, C curves. So whenever I'm looking at my clients' nails, I'm looking at them like this as well, so that I can see, is there a C curve there? You know, are they flat? And depending on the length of the nails as well, that will also determine what nail forms I would use. So I go from these ones from CJP. These are their Holo extra long forms, and then they have their butterfly forms, which are also from CJP. These are great. These will probably be the ones I'd use the most. Obviously in a, you know, a salon environment, a lot of clients don't really have their nails really long, so there's no need to be using the big long forms on those. And these ones are very easy fitted. And then I'll also use the Glitterbels floral forms. So I like these as well because they give you the option of, I don't think they do, no. These give you the option of whether you want to do like a salon length nail or whether you want to keep them really long. So I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. There is little perforations here. It is quite hard to rip, but you can see that you can make those forms smaller, you know, like a shorter length if you want. So whenever I'm using the forms, I'm going to just go use a fresh one here. But this little area here, I sort of call it the free edge of the form, but it's, you know, everybody has their own name for them. This one here is an awful lot more rounder than this one. This one here is quite pointed. So if I take these off, you'll probably see more what I'm talking about. So you see why this one is more rounded, and this one here has got more of a point to it. So obviously this one here, client that has quite bitten nails, is going to be quite hard to fit it as it is, so you do need to tailor your forms. So I'll do this on my thumb just to let you see. So whenever I take my form off, I always open the tabs and then I bend the little ears back, as I call them, just so they don't stick together. So if I was to put this against my thumb now, let's give it a wee roll to get a bit of a C curve in. But if I was to put that on my thumb now, for that to fit, I'm going to have a gap. So that gap there is going to have acrylic clumped in it. So I need then to just tailor my form just to fit my thumb. So what I need to do is I need to cut more or less from here down to the point, just to flatten that out, just to give it more of a rounded free edge. So let's just do that now. So I'm just using little cuticle scissors. I like these ones because they're curved, so I find that they're easier for cutting into the forms. So just be careful when you're pulling them, because they can be quite easy to rip, especially, you know, if the adhesive on them is quite strong. Okay, so I've made this a little bit more straight. So if I put this on my thumb, there's still maybe a little bit of a gap. So I'm just going to go in and take another little bit off it. So I don't need to take a lot of it, literally just a little sliver, as I call it. Okay, that should be it. And then again, to make your forms level, you want to do the same on both sides. Okay, so if I put that up against my free edge of my thumb, you can see, you know, straight away that it's fitting so much better. So again, I'm going to roll it. You want your form to fit slightly under a free edge or right up against it. Okay, so you can see my thumbs are really, really flat. There is like no C-curve at all on my thumbs. So for me to create a C-curve on my thumb, I'm going to have to pinch them whenever I place the acrylic on them. Because if I put this, I'll put this into a bit of a C-curve as I'm putting it on. So you want to make sure that it is tight up against the nail. Okay, you want to make sure that this line here is in the center of your nail. Okay, don't put your wee tabs in yet. Okay, so I'm just curling it round with my fingers, just making sure that it is nice and straight. And coming out in line then with my natural nail as well. So once I'm happy, I'm just going to close these little tabs over. And then again up at the free edge as well. So whenever I place the forms on, I actually pinch them in like this so that they're not going to move. You know, I could like knock these, they're not going to move because I have them actually pinched in around the nail. So they're really, really sturdy. So that's how I would fit the Glitterbels forms onto quite a flat, really, really short nail. So I'm going to go on there now to showing you the difference with this nail here has a little bit of length in it. So I'm just going to show you how much easier it is then to place a form onto a nail that has a little bit of length. So we'll use these Holo forms just because they are the same here as the Glitterbels ones. So they're quite deep. So let's take this off. So again, I fold my little ears back, as I call them. This is so hard to do and I've got forms on. Right. So I'm rolling it into a C-curve. So another thing you can do is you can close these here before you go ahead and place them on the nail. But I just want to make sure that I don't need to tailor this. So you can see straight away that because I have a little bit of length on those, that it's so much easier to place under the nail. So I'm just making sure that it's on nice and straight. Okay, so I'm going to close my little tabs. I haven't closed them fully. It's just to give me the C-curve. Okay, so this is where it's tricky when you're trying to do them. Oh dear. So, nice and straight. Make sure that it's nice and tight. Okay, so once I have that in place, it's nice and straight, then I'm going to pinch here. Okay, and that tightens it around this area here so that your form isn't going to move. And that's how I place a form, extra long form, on a short nail with a little bit of a free edge. So I might actually take these off so that I can put the other ones on. No, I'll try and see if I can work with them. Okay, so moving on now to the CJP ones. This is awkward. Okay, so I need to open my little tabs. There are some that don't open the tabs, that keep them closed. suppose it's up to yourself really, isn't it? So I want to see if this is going to need tailored. So this one is, this nail is really, really short. So yeah, that is going to need a little bit of tailoring. Yeah. So I want to make it more or less straight across because that nail is really, really above the hyponychium, where the hyponychium would be. So I just want to make sure that I'm going to get this underneath it. And again, with this nail, I need to be a little bit more careful because there is some separation. Got a little bit stuck in my scissors. There we go. Do you know, I'm making this look so much more awkward than it really is because I'm doing it on my own nails. But we're in lockdown, guys, and we can't do it on anyone. Okay, so you see that it's fitting now so much better. So I'm just going to line it up, make sure that it's completely straight. Okay. Making sure that it's level. So again, these ones here are like salon length forms. They're not really for adding a lot of length. I did do a little, let me grab it. My clients love this. So I have a little like size gauger. So my clients will come in and I'll say, oh, what length do you want their nails? And they'll go, oh, I'll have them at a 3. So we go 1, 2, 3, and we know exactly where to cut their nails. So that's just a little thing that I did. But yeah, so definitely for a salon length nail, most of my clients would be like a 3, which would be about here. 2 or 3 is usually. So that is it fitted onto that one. Okay, and then when you look down the barrel, so you can and that's your C curve then. Okay, right, next one then. We'll go back with the Glitterbels ones. Let me get another one. So these come in a big roll. You can, I think there's 500 on the roll maybe. So my ring finger would be, would have a sort of natural C curve on it. I don't really use these guys, I just sort of stick them somewhere. Yep, so let me pull my little ears apart. Roll it into C curve. Let's see if it needs tailored. The Glitterbels ones, I do have to say though, they are very, very delicate, and I don't know how many times that I have, you know, been trying to put them on and I've ended up ripping them. So you just have, sorry, hold on, my son's just wrapping at the door. Sorry about that. So let me have a wee play here. So do I really need to tailor these ones? I want to roll into more of a C curve because, like I say, my nail does have a natural kind of C curve there. I actually don't think I do need to do this one. So let's make sure that it's nice and straight. So no, I don't need to tailor this one. So I'm just going to close over. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck. Got it. I'm going to close over my little tabs. Keep my ears back. This is where sometimes they rip. Okay. So I'm just giving it a little press just to kind of open it up. I'm looking at the center of my nail. Okay, making sure that it's nice and secure. So once I'm happy with that, I squeeze and that will hold it in place. And there will be my C-curve. So if you were going to change any of these to like a stiletto, you would do what I did on the thumb and you would just go to whatever length. These ones here go up to a size 15. These ones are size 14 and these ones are an 8. So yeah, if you were, you know, doing stilettos, then you would just start to pinch down to whatever length you were doing it to. Same on this one. Okay, so little finger here. This one is really, really short and damaged. Now what I would do sometimes with this would be, I would place a little bit of acrylic to give me more of a free edge to slide that nail form under. But definitely something like this, I'm not going to use something with a really, really deep V. I'm going to use my CJP ones. So again, little sticky bit out. Right, teeth might need to be involved here. Sorry. Okay, so rip open my little, oh look, I've ripped this one. Oh. Right, it doesn't really matter because it's right in the center anyway. Okay, roll it into C-curve. I'm just going to measure it up against this one. Okay, so you see that there's still quite a gap. So I want to show you what I would do then if this was the case, if this was. So I have already put my dehydrator and my primer on my nails. So this is Pink Opal, which is one of the core powders with Glitterbels. This would be my go-to one if clients were just having acrylic and then with the gel polish over the top of it. I would use that one or glass slippers. So because it is so tiny, let me grab my little rest. So especially when you're doing your own nails, you kind of need like a wee thing to rest on. So I'm not going to get a form to slide in underneath that. Do you know, my Glitterbels brush sheds so bad. Some tweezers. Like, look, the hairs. It sheds so bad. Look. So bad. I've never had a brush that really sheds as much. Right, anyway. I'm only going to demonstrate this one anyway. Okay, so all I'm doing, it's so hard to see with these forms on. All I'm doing is kind of creating an extended nail bed if you already had your tips or your forms already on. So I'm just creating that area there. Just bring it up to where like the natural free edge would end at the tip of the nail. So really, really thin, you know, it's really, really thin. So I'm not going to bring it right up to the cuticle area just now. All I want to do is the free edge part. So I'm going to let this set and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so my acrylic has hardened and I'm just going to give it a very slight file. Just to thin out that free edge a little bit more. So I haven't pinched it, I haven't done anything other than what you saw me do and what I'm doing now. That should be enough. Okay, a little close. Okay, and then we'll pop the tip on. So I'll go back to, or not the tip, the form on. Back to the Glitterbels. So this is the one that I removed the other little bit here to make it more of a salon length. So take out the little center. Open up my tabs. Bend them back. I'm talking through all the steps, but this is what I do. Okay, and I'm just kind of rolling it into that C curve. Okay, so now I've got a bit of a free edge. I can get my form in nice and make sure it's nice and straight. Yep. I'm just going to close my little tabs over. I mean, you can work with the one kind of nail form and just tailor it to whatever way your client's nails are. But for me, I just prefer to have different ones because it kind of makes our job a little bit easier if we have different ones. Okay, so that's how I would fit it to quite a fairly bitten nail, even though it wasn't bitten, it was trod on. But yeah, so I hope that has kind of helped with applying different forms, how to tailor them, how to put them onto really, really short nails. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a set and I'm going to sculpt them all out for you. So I will be back tomorrow. So take care. See you soon. Bye.